Everybody, thanks for hopping in. We're going to start modeling. The challenge here is to model a low poly hand in 30 minutes. So we're just going to start going. The goal here is not to make the perfect model, just to get as far as you can in 30 minutes. That's the whole point of 30-minute challenges, 60-minute challenges, just to give you that practice. Just like artists go and do figure drawing or live drawing, it's the same thing, just to keep you in practice. So first off, we're going to grab some of my references because it's a hand and it has a front and side. We're just going to put it in our top-down viewport. Go to File, Soup Panels. View, image plane, import image. I have some references I took out. Actually, a couple. I grabbed this hand reference off of the internet. I also have a couple images of my hand, which honestly I chew on my nails and I don't think it'll look super attractive for this video. Maybe the next ones I'll do it, but we're just gonna grab these hand references I got off the internet. There are so many references on the internet. We're gonna scale them up a little bit. This is different than like this is gonna be a lot different than like a character model, because we're looking top down. It's not going to be symmetrical. It's going to be a little bit different than that. So we'll just start with this hand, but just like with the hand model, we'll start with a cube. We'll click our little cube button up there, get us a cube going, and we'll start with that. We're going to keep this as low poly as possible. On future ones for different classes, we'll do high poly models. This one we're going to keep it low. So going up in our top view, going to click on the X-ray mode and just get the hand shape as close as we can to start with. Match it out here on the palm. Kind of gives us a whole shape right here. Just working on speed, doing things fast. It's up above. It's here. And I'm tempted to just get rid of the grid too. I think the easy way, let's move him up higher. Let's move this hand above the grid so we're not seeing all those pesky grid lines all the time. Modify, center pivot. I do not have a definite game plan here coming into this. I haven't prepped for it. Just like with my students in class, I have done these before, so it's a little bit of cheating. But now I want to decide just how low poly I want to go. So in previous speed models on these, I have kept it as low poly as possible, which is essentially using like a cube for the fingers, but it ends up looking really low poly and blocky. It just depends how low poly we want to go with this. Let's just start making this middle finger here, and we could have left this completely straight, but we're just doing this fast. We're trying not to think too much on it. Get it. Looks pretty good. Okay, I'm just going to, right into this top mode, I'm just going to grab vertices and match up our reference images. We'll use this finger again for the rest of it too. And maybe we'll keep it as a cube. I'm not sure. Haven't decided yet. Feels like it's a little bit tall, so we'll shrink it down, move it up with the rest of my hand. Try not to think too much about everything I'm doing going into this. We have 30 minutes, guys. It's not a ton of time. We're already a couple minutes in. But right now, that looks, I don't know, that looks pretty good for my finger. Now, the other option is to use a little bit more geometry. We could use a six-sided cylinder. We could use an 8-sided, but since this is so flat, I actually want a little bit more round shape on the top. So I could either add another edge loop on this, or what I might do, let's do it this way. Let's just use the multi-cut tool. Haven't done it this way before. And we'll just add a cut right here, so we can make the finger feel a little bit more rounded on the top. Oop. Get a little bit more of a rounded shape on the whole thing. Of course, now we have some triangles and stuff to do. It kind of looks like a little house now. But what that does give it is more of a rounded top. I don't know. Haven't done it this way before, so this is all kind of new ground for me. But let's make some cuts in here now. Actually, the way I'm going to do this, do I want to point? I don't know. It kind of keeps it quads. You know, maybe that'll be the fingernail. Maybe the fingernail will kind of go like that. We're trying new things today, guys. I don't know. Low poly hand. Soften edges. Nah, I don't like it. I don't like it. Now it doesn't look round at the tip. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab this one, grab this whole face. I'm going to extrude that face, shrink it in, actually just merge to the center. And now I'm going to use this as like the tip of the finger, kind of round it out a little bit. Not perfect. Still low poly though. That'll work. That'll work. Oh, I think we're like 3 minutes in. We're taking way too long. So this is the whole point. Don't overthink, just commit to some ideas and just roll with it. All right, so now we're going to put in a couple edge loops for the knuckles. Put a knuckle here. This is where the joint will bend. It'll also bend up here. Now that we've done that, I can scale some of these bits a little bit. Scale it out. Get some of the nuances of the finger. And also change the shape. Fingers usually taper up just a tidge. Okay, so what I want to add now is some area for these fingers to bend. We could leave it like this for the sake of this speed run because it's not going to actually be animated. But if we did want it to animate, we actually need a couple more edges here so the finger can bend. Don't need them up here. If you want to go really cheap, you can leave these ones without the full edge loop around it, so we can go a little bit more low poly. My goal is I'm not sure exactly what poly count I'm going for this. It would be cool if I could keep it under 500, but we'll see. Right now we're looking at 58, so this is going to be pretty expensive. These fingers are spendy. They cost a little bit. I'm going to bend it up a little bit for fun. All right, so that's the start right there. We have one finger really matching our reference images. Thanks for all the hearts. Thanks for all the likes. Okay, here we go. Let's move the pivot. Slide it on over there. Now we're going to rotate the hand onto our top view here. We're just going to reuse these fingers. Trying to go for speed here. Need for speed. Roll this one over here. See, it doesn't quite match up. That's okay. We'll shrink it down a little bit using the scale tool. And then we will just nudge this into position so it matches the reference images. I'm just keeping things to the reference. Pinch. Try not to duplicate any work we may have done. Okay, and now we'll take this one, duplicate it again, bring it over to the other finger. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And these speed models are also fun because they really cause you to look on anatomy. If hands are something you're not comfortable drawing or modeling, then these are excellent opportunities to look at how fingers are nuanced, how they change. Try using a different reference image every time, so you can play around and give more life to your models. Here, I'm going to keep the webbing those fingers. We're going to connect those in just a minute. Several different ways we could do this. Yeah, we have 30 minutes. We're going to run out of time here soon. Since we started this, it's been 7 minutes. So we are a third of our way through our time. We gotta hurry. Once again, we're taking too much time. This is the whole point of a speed practice. Is they start you have to make decisions quick, and you have to own them. You have to decide that's what we're gonna do. Here we go. Let's slide this one in. We'll look at them from the side view in just a minute. Just trying to match up this hand as close as we can. Reference. We're not going as low as we can. Like I said, we used 5 sides instead of 4 on the top, which I think gives it a little bit more bend to it, which I'm going to actually go mesh display. I'm going to soften the edges as well. So you get a nice rounded shape there, even with that low poly there. Okay, so here we go. So we got the fingers, this middle part of the hand. We want to add some edge loops to that. We don't need these caps on the edge of the fingers. We're going to tie them in just a minute. So we will delete that. Each of these. And of course, I am talking and explaining while I do this. In future, I might do less, but I like this challenge of doing them in 30 minutes or an hour, partly because you only have so much time in the day. Okay, so let's add some edge loops to this guy now. So we're going to go Insert Edge Loop Tool. We're going to add one. Let's just go in between each hand for now, and then we will fill in the blanks in just a minute. So something I want to show you on your hand. Rarely is a hand completely flat on top. So if you're going low poly like this, we want it to have a little bit of curve to it. So I'm going to click this middle one, raise it up just a little bit, click the other two. Get kind of a nice curve around that hand. Trust me, it's going to look better. Okay. Now I want the fingers to kind of match that curve as well. So what we're going to do is take 2 middle fingers, move them up just a little bit, and maybe even curve them just slightly. Kind of change them from matching up with that reference image, but I'm okay with it. Start. Give them a little bit of a curve. Key. Just adds a little bit of realism. Rarely are hands ever like completely flat. Even move the pinky down. Just we could probably even curve these down a little. Get them off of that. Perfect. Transform, give them a little bit of flare. There we go. So now that's starting to curve a little bit, look more like a real hand. Okay, so next step. And we could do this even faster. I have some ideas we could do. Yeah, we're going to do it in just a minute because we're just trying to go as fast as we can. I can introduce my class to a couple more tools. We're going to delete these on here. Let's start doing the thumb. So the thumb kind of comes out like a little triangle on the side of the hand. You look at this top-down image, you can see where the hand comes out right here on the thumb. An easy way to do that is actually just add a curve here. Now that we have some of these curves, I can actually match up our reference image a little bit better. Even right here, we'll match these up to the hands. There we go. It's all coming together. All coming together. There we go. It's there for now. And come out here a little bit. Okay, where the thumb is, we actually just want to take that and extrude it out. And we don't need this edge, so we will just hold down Shift, right click and delete it. Boom, and it pops in. All right, now we can take that thumb section. Shape it in where we want it. Actually, we want it like this. I was going the wrong way. Okay, so right like that, and then even looking at it from the side, it's kind of sitting up high. So you just move that down so you follow that curve of the hand. And then this part will be where you'll tie that thumb in. So we're just going to grab this middle finger and bring it over to where the thumb is. And what we're actually going to do, I'm going to chop half of it up. Chop that off. Double click this section, delete that edge. Just trying to go fast, my friends. Let's bring the pivot up, hold down D and V, snap it up to that pivot. Let go of V, down a little bit. Grab that, this will be our thumb. Rotate it. Rotate it into thumb position. How much time do we have? We have 15 minutes, I think. We're halfway through. We don't want to run out of time. Let's look at this. Let's look at it from the top. Okay. This is where we want our thumb to come in. Notice it is rotated quite a bit. I think we got it rotated the way we want. The top, yep, top. Curve it just a little bit more. Bring it down into position. And it is even gonna taper that way a little bit. That is about where we want the thumb. We're gonna have to make some edge loops to get this all connected here. It's gonna take a little bit of work here. How do we want to do this? So let's do this. Here's what I'm actually going to do with the fingers, just for the sake of speed. This will speed us up again a little bit. We're going to go to Mesh, Combine, connect all these together. Now we're going to introduce a new tool. I haven't used this in my class yet. Hold down Shift-I. This is all one object now. But notice how we kind of have an idea of where we want these to connect. We want to connect these fingers together. This would be the web in between the fingers. So we want to bridge this edge and create a face to connect those two. Easy way to do that, hold down Shift, right click. You have a tool called Append to Polygon, if I can find it. There it is, Append to Polygon tool here. And you can see edges will be more bold. So we're going to click one of the edge, and then we're going to click over the edge we want to connect to. Boom. And then hit Y, resets the tool, and now we're connecting the web of these fingers together. We're just trying to go quick. Get this low poly hand up to snuff. Connect that one. And then what I could do too, I kind of want to, is connect all these pieces. Which means I'll have to adjust these a little bit so they match a little better. But I want these pieces to all kind of come together. We're going to do that too, and then we'll fix it afterwards, but we'll just go to Append Polygon tool again, connect this one to this one, hit Y to reset it, this guy to this guy, this will be the top of the hands, hit Y again, kind of a weird quad there, but that's okay, we'll fix it later. Back in my vertice mode. Yeah, we'll fix it later. It's still a quad, it's fine for now. Okay, now this is feeling pretty good. Since we only had the 4 sides of the bottom, it's fine for now. Okay, so hit Shift-I again. You can see there's our hand. It's starting to come together. We got some work to do. We need to start connecting these to these, so we have to decide how we're going to do that. A simple way, I can already see some connections here, is to use some of the ones we have. So I notice I don't need this many polygons, so I'm going to select this one. Your edges. Actually, we're going to draw on some new ones because we can't really collapse them because we just need the ones in between. I'm going to turn on my edge frame so I can see what we have, what we're dealing with. I'm going to go back into my Insert Edge Loop tool. I'm going to add a line here over these knuckles where these lines are going to go straight back, and then delete the ones we don't need. So double click you, double click you, double click you, and delete. And so I roughly keep the same shape, but now I can connect all these together. And then I'm gonna, yep, this will work. This will work. This one, I'm actually going down a little bit. You will connect here. I'm just holding down V to snap them together. So much talking causes me to go so much slower. Okay, you. Need another loop right here. I'll just add one in, insert edge loop right here. I say, once you've done several of these, you can try new techniques. That's what I'm doing today, just trying some new way of doing it. Like I say, sometimes maybe you'll have 5 sides on a finger, maybe you'll have 8. But it's all starting to connect now. Some weird geometry here, so we could fix this in a little bit, depending how we want that all to flow. Easy fix would actually just be to shrink and slide some of these up a little bit, get the quads matching a little bit better. Sliding some of these back. Oh, but we need to connect it first. We're going to merge all these together. Mesh. Fine. How much time do we have? We have about 10 minutes left. 10 minutes. Let's do this. Merge vertices. Like I say, in 30 minutes, everything doesn't have to be perfect. We can get it as perfect as we can. It's okay. This is starting to bother me, so I'm going to have to fix all this in just a little bit. Shouldn't be too much trouble. Because of my image plane keeps getting in my way, what I can actually do, I'm just going to hit Shift-I again to isolate this. Now I can see where I want to connect. So to do this, I'm going to try something else on this one. I want to create some triangles, and I might try to do this on the top half too, to fix some of those knuckle issues, and we need some more deformation there anyway. So I'm just going to cut all the way across here. What that allows me to do is it'll add some more definition underneath, but now I can use that and make sure I can connect all these. Add one here, add one here, add a triangle there, and this is where we're okay going into triangles. Start holding down V, middle mouse dragging, snapping to play. That looks pretty good. We'll slide some of these up. One pattern here. And notice if we actually get rid of this, we could get rid of this edge, and this one, and this for the most part would be quads. Oh, merge that. All right, low poly hand. Here we go. It's starting to look pretty good. Okay, let's think that looking at what we need to fix next. In case we don't get to very much more, we've got to fix this thumb here. So we're going to add some edges. We can always remove edges later to any of it. We're going to start snapping some polygons together here. Like we need another connection here. So just for now, we will just add one here, and then we'll figure it out afterwards. That'll work. Snap you up there. Like both of these, hit Shift-I. I actually think I would have liked to have probably added another edge loop in the middle of this one and shifted these over. So I'm going to do that. So I'm actually going to take this one, not create that new one I did. Create one new edge loop here to add more roundness to this part of the body, or part of the hand. And gives me another band for, I think. Now I just need to figure out how to connect this section. And what I think I'm going to do is use the append polygon tool again. Let's tie all this together and then we'll figure it out. So we're going to select it all, go to mesh, combine. There we go. Merge vertices. Those are merged. Now I can go back to my append polygon tool, one of my favorite tools, because it allows you to fill in these holes a little bit more strategically than the fill hole tool. And then you can fix it after you've done that, which this isn't the worst ever. You could add another edge loop there to kind of taper it off. Also, we can now slide some of this stuff out, clean that up. So we're keeping it low poly, so we may want to fix that later. Part of the hand, go more like that. We put another loop here. We could add some more like kind of the meat to the hand there. Meaty palm side, or even slide some of this down. More like the proper edge loop. kind of that. Not too bad though. All right, I think time-wise, Head Place, how's it going? We have probably 8 minutes. We're actually doing pretty good time-wise. So we can decide to play around with any of it. I'm gonna add the wrist in a little bit. So I'm gonna grab this whole loop and squeeze it out a little bit. So this is the wrist where it would then taper this just a little bit. Whole hand feels flat. Go. Coming along. All right, so let's fix this part now. Kind of want it to look more like that. That seems much more clean if we have anything like bending or anything. So let's create kind of the knuckles on here since we have a little bit more time. So I think I'm gonna create a loop from this part that will come up over here, will allow me to fix some of the jankiness going up here, add some more loops so it'll animate a little bit better. We're looking at 300 triangles right now. So I know I had said at the beginning that maybe it would be cool if we kept it around under 500. It looks like under 400 is definitely doable. If we want to do the 500, we can add some more geometry and do a little bit more with this. So now that we have this, let's see how we can cut some of this up. I was thinking if it went maybe like that to start, and we'll see what we want to change. That feels automatically, it feels a lot better. Notice now we can play with some of this and give it a lot more realistic definition. Go. And we had created this loop here, but didn't really do anything with it. Let's clean up some of this too. A little bit of noodling. Makes me wonder, you know, almost, I wonder if I even just snapped those. That might even be cleaner. That might even be cleaner. Let's try this. Snap these on here. We create and we take away. So now these triangles act as the knuckles and kind of taper into the top of the hand. So we grab all that now. Merge vertices. Okay, that is actually not too bad. That is not too bad. There's some wonkiness going here. Try and clean up some of this. Great. Triangle here. Great, kind of a quad going into this section. Delete on that. Quad. That. Got it from this. There we go. Looking at reference again is always helpful. Actually, scooch everything much closer to the reference at this point. could create a line here, but we want to keep it as low as possible. Time left, we have 2 minutes. So we have 2 minutes left. I think for the 30-minute challenge, I think we did okay. What do you guys think? That is a low poly hand in 30 minutes. Let's turn off the wireframe. Smooth. Okay, 308 tries. If I wanted to get rid of this extra wrist part, it would be even smaller. But all in all, I think could change some of this. This could use a little bit of love. Overall, not bad for 30 minutes. What do you guys think? Do we do it? Shibuki says you're handy with the software. Thanks. All right, so any of my students, hopefully you found this helpful. Rewatch the video. You can go over it. The big introduction we gave was the append to polygon tool was the big one during this. Super helpful for creating new geometry in between two existing pieces on the same object. They do have to be combined. So that is it. We did it 30 minutes. And let's look at the wireframe again. There we go. Very simple. We'll still bend and animate. The fingers have enough edge loops that they'll bend. This is about as low as, honestly, okay, this is bothering me now. We can noodle it, but we're done. That's the thing, we're done. I can't noodle anymore. We have to just be done. These are the circles. Little aesthetic touches that I think make it look a little bit better. All right. Yeah, let me know what challenge I should do next. I think next we might do a head, a low poly head in 30 minutes.